Hi guys and welcome back. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make a chocolate cheesecake cake. Let's begin. So to get started on the cake, you will want to go ahead and grab yourself a mixing bowl, and into the mixing bowl place your dry ingredients, which is just the sugar, the flour, your cocoa powder and raisin agents. Then mix these until they are fully combined, and you want them to be as well combined as possible. So feel free to use a whisk to do this the best way possible, or feel free to use a spatula like I have, whichever you have to hand. Then you can go ahead and add in the wet ingredients, add them one by one like I do, or mix them in a bigger bowl beforehand and then just add them all in one go. It doesn't make a difference with the end result, whichever way you do it. Then mix on a low speed to start with, working your way up to a medium high speed, and mix until you have a smooth cake batter. That's what you're looking for. Once you have a smooth cake batter, you can stop, as we're going to be mixing it again, but then make sure you add in the boiling water, and be careful to turn your speed down to low so you don't burn yourself, as this will burn if it touches your skin. Then just mix that in until it's fully incorporated. You will notice a change in the consistency of the batter. You can go ahead and divide the cake batter between two lined 6-inch cake tins, and it should be around 570 to 580 grams in each tin. Place it in the oven and bake up. While that's in the oven baking, you can go ahead and make the cheesecake, which is really simple. Grab yourself a large mixing bowl and place in all of the ingredients I've listed on the recipe, which is linked in the description below. Add them all to the bowl and mix on a low speed to start with, working up to a medium high speed, just until the mixture is completely smooth and you don't have any lumps. And if you do, just mix them until they're fully incorporated. It won't take very long. Ensure that your cream cheese is room temperature, and this will be a breeze, and you could probably use a hand whisk if you really wanted to. So then you can give the bowl a good scraping down, and this is used to incorporate any bits that may not be fully worked in from earlier on. Then transfer the cheesecake mixture into a lined tin, so make sure that the sides and the bottom of the tin are lined, and I'm using a 6-inch tin, so keep that in mind. Cover it with some foil and then bake this up in the oven. All that information will be in the blog post, which will be linked down below. So to make the buttercream, grab yourself a saucepan and place in the sugar and the water, then mix together and place on the hob, and allow to come to 121 degrees Celsius. This takes a little while, so while we're waiting for that to come up to temperature, we'll do the egg mixture. So grab yourself a mixing bowl. I'm using my stand mixer, but feel free to use any other mixer. Then place in your egg yolks and your whole egg and whisk until it's much lighter and fluffier in colour and consistency, and it should have tripled or quadrupled in volume, and this is what you're looking for, and this is completely normal. You'll notice it gets paler and it should look something like this. Once you've got this kind of colour and consistency and fluffiness, you can then go ahead and steadily and carefully pour in the liquid sugar mix. You do not want to get this on your skin, as it will burn and blister. Believe me, been there and done that, so don't do it. So turn your speed down just a few notches, add in that liquid and then turn it back up and mix on the high speed possible, just until the bottom of the bowl can be touched with the back of your hand. Once you can do that, you can add in your butter, add it in chunk by chunk and allow that to come in, mixing in fully incorporated before you add in the rest, as you want it to be a smooth buttercream and not a lumpy buttercream. If you feel like your buttercream isn't thick enough, don't worry, it will. If your butter is very soft or the mixture wasn't fully cool, you'll find that it doesn't thicken so quickly and it may need to go into the fridge first. But here is mine, it's a little bit soft but nothing that we can't work with. So just give the bowl a good scraping down, and this is just to incorporate any bits that may not have been fully worked in from earlier on. Then you can go ahead and add in the Nutella or other chocolate hazelnut spread, whichever you prefer to use. Mix this in on a low speed to start with, working up to a medium high speed, and once it's fully incorporated, you can then give the bowl another good scraping down, and this is just to incorporate those bits that didn't fully work in, like you can see at the very top of my bowl, and I think there was a bit at the bottom of the bowl, but nothing major. Set aside until needed later on. So to start the decorating process, grab your plate, board or stand and place a blob of buttercream into the centre, then place your first layer of cake on to secure it in place. Then pipe a ring of buttercream around the outer edge of the cake, and then fill this in with the same buttercream and just spread on it out as best as you possibly can. Keeping it level now will help when it comes to decorating the cake later on, and it'll make it less noticeable that it might be wonky, as the cheesecake is not completely flat. Place on the cheesecake and do the same sort of thing. Pipe a ring around the outer edge, fill it with the buttercream and just smooth it out as best as you possibly can. Then sandwich that with a top layer of cake and press down just to secure it all in place with a little bit of pressure. Then around the outer edge, just pipe your buttercream. It doesn't need to be perfect, and if there's gaps that you can see on mine, that's fine. You just need it to be, you just need a good coating on there, as when we smooth and drag the icing around, it will smooth out, and then the gaps won't be so noticeable, but trust me, it worked. Place some buttercream on top as well and spreading all of that out as best as you possibly can. I always start with the top, even though I'm going to need to work with it again a bit later on. And trust me, it might take you a little while just to get the kind of smoothness that you're happy with, but take the time you need. And if the cake feels a bit too soft, you can place it into the fridge for a little bit to firm up. Then you can get rid of the snaggly edges around the top edge of the cake, and I just take a palette knife and scrape it into the centre and remove any excess by placing it onto the scraper that I used. This is just for convenience, but you can also scrape it off to the bowl that your buttercream is stored in. For me, this is an optional touch, but around the bottom edge of the cake, I'm taking some chopped roasted hazelnut and I'm just creating a border. It doesn't need to be level. I don't like the level, or I don't like that level look. I like a bit of inconsistency. Then you can chill this in the fridge. Then we can make the drip. So simply place into a bowl your chocolate chips and your cream, then microwave for around a minute to a minute and a half, or until the mixture mixes well and becomes completely smooth when mixed. So I always find around a minute or a minute and a half works really well. Depends on the strength of your microwave. If you're using like a standard or a strong one, a minute to a minute and a half will work fine. Then just keep mixing until it's all smooth and glossy and very well combined, looking a little something like this. You can then transfer the ganache into a piping bag, and to make it easier, pipe around the outer edge of the cake. It spreads down the cake a lot easier when the cake has been chilled, and if your ganache is a little bit warm, it'll just fall perfectly. I'm really happy with this drip, it worked really well. So then do your drip and then just fill in the centre of the top of the cake. Just spread a little bit out so it all merges and you can't really tell that it wasn't all done in one go. That's perfect. So then to finish the cake, you can go ahead and pipe whatever decoration you want on top. I just went with these blobs, but feel free to pipe rosettes if that's what you would like. Top each of them, whichever you're doing, with some roasted chopped hazelnut, and top each one with a Ferrero Rocher, as this is a chocolate hazelnut cheesecake cake. But again, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. So here is what the cake looked like, completely finished and decorated. I'm sharing it with my friends from work and some family members, but I got my friend from work to cut it up as I needed somebody to do it, as I forgot to take pictures at home. But here's what the cake looked like once it's been cut. Perfect for any celebratory occasion. So if you've got a birthday coming up, this is the perfect cake. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more from me, and I'll be back again very soon with another recipe, so join me then. In the meanwhile, don't forget to check out the description. There'll be a link to this recipe, a link to my blog, a link to all my social medias, so don't forget to check that out. But that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed. Bye guys.